Howdy y'all. How y'all doing today? Welcome to another episode of Country Fixin'. Today we fixing to talk about cold-hearted people. Well, a couple days ago, my daughter and her cousin was walking down the road, just getting out of the house and all. We live in a subdivision on a dead-end cul-de-sac, about 1/10 of a mile long. Quarter of a mile, 1/10 of a mile, something like that. And it was getting a little dark outside right before the sun was at the top of the trees. It wasn't dark yet, but the mosquitoes were coming out pretty good. So it was like their last little trip down and back, and they heard something behind them. And this little baby kitten come up behind them. About that big, about as tall as my hand, I guess you could say. And about that big around. Looked like he hadn't eaten in about a week. He can't be but like 6 weeks old. We asked everybody in the neighborhood. He ain't nobody's in the neighborhood, and he's too small to come from somewhere outside of the neighborhood. So the only other option is somebody dumped him. And I don't understand how someone could just dump an animal like that, especially that young. And in their heart, they know that as young as they are and inexperienced they are, they're probably going to die. He's small enough for a hawk to get him. He dang sure can't defend himself. He ain't even got his adult teeth or strong claws yet. I mean, holding him and all that, he can't even, when we first got him, he couldn't even dig his claws into your shirt. That's how weak and all he was. He's at the house now. We take him to the vet on Thursday, make sure he's got all his shots and all. And if he gets along with our cat, then we may wind up keeping him, don't know. But if not, then we'll find him a good home. Somebody that'll take care of him and not dump him off somewhere. But he ain't going to no animal shelter, no nothing like that. We ain't depending on nobody else for that. But how can anybody in their heart do that and be okay with that? Can you just you put a Band-Aid over that portion of your heart that feels bad over it, and the Band-Aid like stays there, and you never think about it? I don't understand it. Now, I know sometimes we all make bad decisions, but literally we live 3 miles from the pound. At least he'd have got fed there instead of just dumping him in some random neighborhood and not knowing, he wouldn't live on his own. And the next 2 nights, it rained like 6 inches. He ain't but about 7 inches tall. The water was standing on the ground 6 inches in my backyard. And my backyard's the dry portion of the neighborhood. So that kitten wouldn't have made it through the weekend. He'd either starved to death, got too cold, and just got sick and died, or he'd have drowned. And in someone's heart, they was okay with that. Y'all let that sink in. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to Country Fixin'. I know it's a little bit of a rant this morning, but just talking. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope the rest of y'all's week goes good as well.